Proceed.
The government, the current government, they only are saying that in that office illegal. They are saying that they removed the subsidies from fuel and these other things, and they took that money to free education, and they employed the teachers to pay teachers. That's why they that money, so that other people they are benefiting. Is it not good for that? Whereby they have introduced free education. That's why they removed the subsidies. Is not that okay?
My dear fellow friend, my dear, are you posting to the social media? Are people watching?
But they're watching. The Zambians are watching.
Thank you so much.
Yes, the Zambians are watching you.
Let me assure you, Zambian, and I don't want you, Zambian, to be cheated.
Yes. By
somebody who's telling you lies. I'm sure some of you people, you went to school. Let me come to the word free. Introduction of free education. English. I thought I kind of a degree holder. But this degree is questionable. I'm very sorry. If someone says I'm a degree holder, but what he does is opposite that degree, then I'm very sorry. He has a fake degree, maybe. Because look, my dear fellow friend, English, I'm a British student myself. I'm taught by the white man. But what they taught me is that I should not stop learning, because learning is every minute's time. So, whenever you are speaking a language of somebody's language, please go to your vocabulary. Vocabulary is very important. That's why even English people in England, I became #1 in the class of other English boys. I defeated them. And they are proved that these English people, those are English people. But they also use a dictionary. They also fail. They only know how to speak that language. Sometimes they don't know the meaning. They have to go to a dictionary.
They speak English, but they know the meaning.
They don't know the meaning. Unless they use a dictionary.
That sounds good. Okay,
so
explain.
A dictionary is very important.
Yes, yes.
So when you talk about the word free, it's an English word.
Okay.
It needs a proper interpretation and understanding. Go to a kind of system and the teaching people that he provided free education. I'm very sorry for you. I don't know how you understand it. I asked the 3/4 of people who have got children in school. They are buying books. They are buying pencils. They are buying, those who are at boarding school, they are even buying boarding school fees. My dear friend, is that free? Free means being given something without payment. I'm sure that's the meaning of the word free. When we talk about free education, it means that child does not pay even a single way. That's the meaning of the word free. But even that particular child, again, buy a book, buy a pencil, buy uniform, buy his blanket, now, how can that be transferred to be a free education? When someone has got something...
I'm also learning now.
Learning it.
Yes, I'm also learning.
Learning it. Free means free. When you buy, it is no longer free. So for him to say he has introduced free education, that is an insult to the Zambian who are listening. So especially me who know the meaning of the word free. Free means free. Look, I personally, MULIOKELA, I don't know others, but I went to school, secondary school. I was Pasesheka Secondary. We were not paying even one way. I was for boarding school in the Wanika dormitory. We used to eat meals per dining room, free of charge. So long your name will appear there, you are a boarding student. We used to have free meals. We used to eat 3 times meat per week. Whatever we need, fish, everything used to be supplied by the government. But it was free. Those things were given to us free. So long you were a student, a registered student of Sesheka Secondary School, we were receiving that at a silver plate. During President Kaunda's government. Books, when we go to classroom, we used to receive free books, free pencils, all whatever item required with regard to school used to be given to us free. That's what we call free education. Please wake up, you on slumber. Zambian, wake up. Don't be cheated by someone. He has just only removed that to make his contempt, to make his business. Then he now tell you that I provided free education. What kind of free education? When you are buying school fees for your children.
And uniforms.
Uniform, everything you are buying. That is, how can that be free? Me, I used to receive blanket, free blanket. I never bought a blanket at secondary school. They have to give us free blanket, free bed sheet. I'm not cheating, ask any such student. Maybe other schools, I don't know. I was by the secondary school during Countess government. That's what I know about free education. Primary school, I was Mumbula Primary School, says in Senanga. I was Mwanamware Primary School, Senanga. Sesheke, I was Panawinda Primary School in Sesheke. Sesheke, oh, the books, pencils. I never bought, my father never bought a pencil for me. They have to give us free of charge. That's what we call free. But teachers were paid by government. Everything was supplied by the government. You know, fuel were being subsidized during that particular time. So now, what is he talking about? He's just cheating. He's only transformed that money into his capital business. It is his business. For example, I heard that Constituency Development Fund, CDF, CDF were increased from 1 million to whatever number. But now, let me make you understand one point. I want you to understand one point. English is, again, very important to understand. I kind of claim to be a degree holder, but let him understand the interpretation of the word. CDF means Constituency Development Fund. There's one word there, development. Constituency Development Fund. There's no word empowerment fund. We don't have the word empowerment there. It is the Constituency Development Fund. And what does development mean? Does development mean empowering someone? That is two different words. Empowerment has got its own interpretation. Empowerment means giving someone, empowering someone with money or with whichever you are giving. It does not merit development. Whether I choose that money or whatever way otherwise, you have given, you have empowered him. That's what the meaning of the word empowerment. You are empowered. That's why in the government, Zambian government setup, we have an office called Citizen Empowerment Fund. It is there, isn't it? We have that. It is called Citizen Empowerment. And everybody who wants that money, it comes from the Bank of Zambia. The Bank of Zambia are financing that. It is called Citizen Empowerment Fund. It is not a Citizen Development Fund. That is where someone who wants to apply may apply for empowerment. You apply to the citizen.
It's making sense.
Those are the people who are dealing with empowerment. They went for training. They know how to give loans. They know how to demand for that loan. They are trained. It is an institution controlled and supplied by the Bank of Zambia. That's where everybody who wants to be empowered should go. Whether he has got a club, he has got a cooperative, he has got a private company, he is an individual, he can do business. The fund is free. We have banks. Banks are also assessed. They receive money from the Bank of Zambia to give people, to empower people with loans. That's where they're supposed to. But now, he mixes the two. He takes the money that's supposed to develop Kanyama to empowering people in the Kanyama. He's the only people. And who are receiving that money? He's the one. That man of a cooperative, he has got he's the chairman, secretary. That's the people who are benefiting. That's all. Not development. Empowerment and development are two different things. They cannot be mixed up. Development means if that 100 million is for development, then that 100 million should only be used for feeder roads within that particular constituency. Each constituency we have got feeder roads that need to be constructed. We have got hospital that need to be constructed. Schools that need to be constructed. Schools. Everything, government, offices. That is how that money is supposed to be used. For example, if they construct a road within the constituency, who are benefiting? The people, the government will employ people. Within that area, some will get jobs from that fund. Number two, after that, you with the vehicle, you'll be moving. You are now benefiting moving on that star road or a proper arranged road. That is how it is called development. Because it develops, it empowers, it helps the people. It benefits the people of that constituency. Not what Kainde has done. He is now putting business, his own personal business. Those who are managing that fund, I don't know who are those. Are you getting my point, my friend? It is his own pocket. And those people who helped him to kill people, he is now paying them in that nature. We don't know how they are being given and how they are receiving. Are you getting my point?
No, I'm learning also.
So that is a foolish word.
CDF.
CDF. That's not teaching people about free education. When people are buying books on their own, how can that be free? That is a lie. You see? Two, government has got many sources of funds. The major funds of the government is tax. You who are drivers here, you are driving the car. You are using the road. You are not only using the road free, are you not paying?
You're paying.
You are paying for using this road. And that government, that money is going to the government. It is the money that's supposed to construct the road. But do we see constructions? He has now 1 year. Zero. Where is he taking that money? Two, we have got money that go, which we call value added tax, VAT. In Kaunda it was called indirect tax. But in Chiruba it was made direct by the given the name value added tax, VAT. Whatever you buy, whether you buy oil, you buy whatever you buy, even a sweet, there's value added tax added to that amount you are paying. That goes direct to the government. That is where the money, the government gets money. Plus finally, direct taxes, including levy, rates. Each house, each business is paying. Is it not enough money to control the country? That is the money that's supposed to control the country. But now here he is cheating people. Cheating. People who maybe those who never went to school. I don't know. But if someone went to school, let him go back to the dictionary and find out the meaning of the word empowerment and of the word development and of the word free. You prove with me that there's nothing Kainde has done. It is not only the mockery cheating you and stealing your own money to other works. So now, here's Muliokela's point. Me, I'll bring external auditors from London to audit those work. I want to find out how that money has been used. And I'll make sure that anyone who has touched into that money has to pay back. Let them wait for my action. It's coming very soon.
No, you know.
I will bring external auditors. They'll work hand in hand with internal auditors. Together, they will bring back what belongs to the parade, which they say corruption, corruption. To me, I'm a law student of London. Holborn College in London. But now, again, as I have already said, in law, we believe in interpretation of each and every single word. You cannot win a case in the High Court or whichever court if you don't know the interpretation of the word you have used in that particular court. You see, the word corruption, according to my understanding of that English, have consulted English dictionaries of different types. They still mean the same. Corruption is a situation where someone corrupts someone's mind in whichever form. For example, here you are a policeman. Then I come to you with a case. I want someone to be arrested who has stolen my property. So, it is now your duty as a police officer to go and arrest that person. But now, what happens now? That policeman, when they see Muliokela, who is a poor man, then the rich man comes there. Who got a car? He parks a car. Then he goes under the same. No, me, I have someone has stolen my watch, but I have the vehicle here. I can give you transport. Maybe even lunch during that particular time. Then Muliokela is offended. He has got nothing. Where do you expect a policeman will go? To Muliokela by footing. And that one who has got a car. Can you see what happens? That's where we talk about corruption to that particular officer.
What's corruption even there?
When that officer accepts the money, the one who gives the money is also corrupt. The one who receives the money is corrupt. These are the two joint people supposed to be joint arrested. Are we together? A policeman is not supposed to receive money from that person. He was supposed to do his duty. Are we together? But now, the one who gave him money again is also a corrupt person. And they should pay. Because I don't think it is wise enough. You have lost this car. Maybe the cost of the car is 10,000. Again, you go and corrupt an officer to arrest somebody who has stolen this car. You also again pay 5,000 or whatever amount, in addition to the cost, first cost. And they don't know who will pay that.
Don't come back.
Why is it that the
are you wise?
Fertilizer?
Are you wise, my friend?
No, you're learning from you.
That is what we call that one is what we call corruption. But now, what I'm hearing in those courts, someone was in the office, and because he misused the fund, and that is corruption. How can that be corruption? He has bought a building, and now he uses that money, corrupt money. In which form? Is that corruption? My friend. That's why, even when they go there again, they are losing their cases. They are able to arrest people, but they are not winning the cases. I've never heard the case they won under that corruption they are giving. I don't know. Which case? That one former minister of health, had not been arrested under corruption. I heard he was arrested under, when he was a minister some time back of finance, isn't it? That was the case they gave him, isn't it? Not corruption, which they arrested him. It is foolish. Where the corruption, unless someone, two officers, is when you can arrest them under that.
President Muliokela, there's a question from my brother.
Which question?
Why is it that this government failed to supply fertilizer in time when there was enough funds?
That one, sir, I cannot answer it.
Okay.
You can ask Kainde Chilema and the government. They are in a good position to answer that. I don't know.
But I said, okay, are you in your government? Okay, how are you going to handle agriculture?
That's the question.
Yes, how are you going to handle it?
Now,
in your
that's the question. Yes. Thank you. That's the question I can answer. The question with regard to his government is you to ask one of them.
Now, how are you going to handle?
Me, I'll handle it in a very simple way, my dear fellow friends. Me, I'll handle agriculture in a proper way. I have already told you that I'm printing money. The money that I'm printing is the money that I'm going to use. I'm going to give each and every Zambian. I'm talking about you going to the village. Farmers, small-scale farmers are in the village there. So, I'm sure they are the first people to register with me. They will register with me. Now, when they are registered, they will be getting 10 million each. For example, here you are a farmer. You have got a farm. Then you have your own 10 million per month. Per year, you have 120 million. Not using your own daughter, your son, but your own money. 120 million. Are you sure you can go to buy fertilizer or whatever you need for your farm?
No, but people are saying politicians are all lies.
My government will give you the money, 10 million to the people, so that they are able to buy all whatever they need themselves. That money will go to an individual. My government will not tell people to form cooperative. That is foolishness. We will not tell people that we shall buy for fertilizer for them. What if we take it in the wrong time? Me, I'm not going to do that. Me, I'll give 10 million to every farmer in the village, in the town. He will use that money himself to purchase fertilizer. Number two, my government will provide commercial farms in each and every district. I don't want to depend on the private sector, no. I will ensure that each and every district I have crops and animal husbandry, commercial farm. Then whatever we get there, we shall be bringing the staff to Zambia National Branch Stores. I'll introduce Zambia National Branch Stores Development Organization, which, like Kaunda, SNEX stores, will also go to every corner of the branch and the section of the Zambian people. They will be like ShopRite. We are going to make sure that every Zambia will move with a credit card, worth 10 million per month. I mean those who are not working. Those who are working, they'll move with credit card, worth according to their salary. For example, those in my government, general workers will be receiving 20 million minimum wage. Skilled worker who have got a certificate from college or university will have 30 million as minimum wage. 40 million will go to a diploma holder, 50 million to a degree holder, 60 million to a master degree holder, and 70 million will go to a PhD holder. In that category, so all those who have got qualification, they will move with their credit card. Where's that money? For example, 70 million times 12. How much is it? That's the total amount of that credit card per year. That's what I'm going to do. So now, they'll be going to those shops, Zambia National Branch Stores, everywhere, whenever they need. But before we construct those branch stores, we shall depend on the private sector stores. We shall register those agents, those who have got stores already currently. They'll register as our agents. Then people will be moving with the credit card. Where's that money for them? Then they'll be using that money to buy whatever they need in the trade.
You have received the call from America.
Hello, my friend. Oh, Borutangu. Oh, where in Duna Rutangu? Mutu anitate? Okay, the two men. Okay, I'm going to first wakamukaniriza kasamula uninzi for interview uninzi my journalist. Okay. Muniriza after 5 minutes or 10 you are kasamula. Okay.
In Duna.
When do know? I remember this gentleman. We were together.
Okay.
He was my classmate sometimes. In the long run. Yes, so that's how it is, my dear friend. That's how my government will provide funds. We are going to make sure that every Zambian, wherever they go, they'll be moving with a credit card worth the amount I've already mentioned. So by so doing, no one will have any problem of life. So my government will not talk about cooperative. It is useless. In fact, to me, I don't even have those cooperatives. I know them. Even when they are formed, they always create problems. Because some will fight for position. Some, those who have got position, they also sit on the rights of those members of the cooperative. That's what I've seen in the cooperative. It is only fighting there. There's no development that can come through a cooperative. Nothing.
That's true.
Apart from confusion.
And they're political.
Political confusion. You know?
No.
Any question?
You know, Mr. President, there's this thing which is going on. Let us start to be general.
Yes.
you politician, your parties, what message do you have for these opposition political parties? Because we have seen other parties, they are so in fighting and everything. I don't know if you are aware about what is really happening, maybe in the PF, if you are aware about that. But what message do you have for these opposition political parties when it comes to democracy? Because, you know, when you have a government in power like the UPN, which is there, it needs a very strong opposition, which can give them checks and balances. But what are you seeing in the current opposition we are having currently? Are you doing your part as opposition, as the political parties?
My word for that is that the only biggest problem we have in Zambia is that what we call multi-party democratic setup is not being followed. That's the only big problem we have. We have that problem. May I put it straight? According to the law, Zambia is a multi-party democratic state. A multi-party democratic state means a government ruled by not one political party, but by all political parties. But now, the setup of the political parties is not geared to that. What I've only seen is that the one who destroyed the multi-party democratic in Chiluba's government, it was exercised. Manawaza, it was bit exercised, but it was destroyed after the death of Manawaza. These other people who took over, starting from Rupia Banda up to the current president, they have destroyed the multi-party democratic state. According to multi-party democratic state, the current government, they become only chair for inter-party dialogue. We have what we call direct parliament. That is parliament there. Then outside the parliament is for political parties. That's what we call outside parliament. Therefore, whatever parliament decide, they sit for whatever they sit. When that issue comes to cabinet, it should first go to inter-party dialogue. Inter-party dialogue is that which is headed by political parties. Then they have to sit and analyze on that particular issue and they find a solution. It's when it can go to the president to be a bill. That is the set of inter-party of government. But instead, do we have such thing happening in Zambia? It is not there. So that's why there's no political party that they can say we have got a political party that is active, a political party that is not inactive, because we don't have inter-party dialogue. I've never heard inter-party dialogue being held. Some time back, I told Pamulungui Conference Center, they said during Lungu's government, they said there's inter-party dialogue. Then you find that non-governmental organizations are there. Then what kind of inter-party dialogue where there's NGO there? The word non-governmental organization means it is that organization is non-partisan. It was not supposed to come to politics. Inter-party dialogue is only for political party leaders together with the ruling party. Then they decide whatever to do to be done in the country. No bill according to the law can pass without inter-party dialogue. But that thing is not happening. It started with Lungu's government. It is being followed by Hakainde's government again. There's no dialogue. Anyway, that's why me, I have been silent these days. I'm just busy organizing my party, the winning of my party in the court. I'm still dealing with the court. Once I'm done, then I'll put the proper government that will incorporate all the political parties. All political parties in my government will be tabled. I will not make any decision without calling them. They are my friends, they are not my enemies. But the only problem we have here, we see the president there thinking that an opposition is his enemy. He don't know that an opposition leader is his colleague. He's the one supposed to help him to develop the country by coming together. When we used to come together with Chiluba during inter-party dialogue, we used to solve a lot of Zambian problems. Together.
Yeah.
When we meet, they'll bring the table. The member of parliament have decided on this. Then they bring to inter-party dialogue. Then we political party leaders, we sit, we talk, we work. Chiruma used to give us our allowances. That's why we earn allowances. That's what a political party earns allowance through that. But now, what do? We see only a political party, for me to oppose that I should only go to the media, that's when I'm, that's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be on there, set up interparty dialogue, proper arranged dialogue. No law supposed to be done. Whatever the MP, whatever the minister want to decide, should come to interparty dialogue, final, for decision, before it become a law. That's how I can, that's my...
Last question.
Yes.
Last question. We have a state house in Zambia, and that state house, that's what we know that all the presidents have to stay. But we don't know why our current government doesn't stay. Are you aware that our current government doesn't stay there? It stays in community house. And there's a cost every day, the police officers, and there is that cost which is going to the Zambian people, because we are the one who pays tax. So what advice are you able to give to our president? Should we move to the state house, or just continue being there so that we continue spending our taxpayers' money in that manner? Is that okay or not? Or for you?
I can give you only two answers.
Yes.
I want to give you two answers. The first answer I'm saying is that Hakainde knows that I'm in the court. I'm the president who's supposed to be set out. That's why he don't move to set out. He knows it is not. It doesn't belong there. That is a true statement. Now he's failing to tell the Zambians the truth. Number two, now the Inspector General of Police is aware. I gave him the copy from the court, International Court of Justice, Constitutional Court, International Criminal Court, proving that Hakainde is moving illegally. So for them again, as the leaders of the state, to continue consuming people's money by moving him the way they are doing, when they know the truth, they're the people to blame now. Because one, they're enjoying the wastage of fund altogether, which is wrong. I have sent the document to the Army Commander, Zambia National Service, Zambia Army, only Zambia National Air Force, whom I have not yet served. So all these are aware of something on the ground there. But still, despite knowing that they are moving a criminal, an accused person in the criminal court, but they're still parading him as the president. They're still parading him with the government funding. Is it, is it proper? Just because MULIOKELA is a poor man who is a beggar on the street. That's why I'm waiting for the right time. I'm now printing my own money. Then I'll put my money now. Then I'll employ my people. Then the UN will come and make judgment.
Yeah.
As soon as the final judgment of criminal, then I'll make them pay for all the expenses. I think I spoke before. Because if someone knows that what he's doing is illegal, but he's doing it, despite knowledge, that man becomes a full criminal.
But what makes him being criminal, Mr. M'membe, if he was voted by the 2.8 million first? Because that's maybe the Zambian people, they need to know, because they're calling him a criminal. How are you calling him a criminal? How is he becoming a criminal when he was voted by the Zambian people? 2.8 million voted for him. Where is he coming a criminal? Because now I'm getting into that. I'm trying to understand, why are you calling him a criminal? What has he done for him to be called a criminal? So that maybe to clarify for those people who are listening, so that we don't maybe confuse Zambian people.
That's a very good question.
Yes, we may confuse Zambian people. Why you calling him a criminal? Because the president was voted by the Zambian people.
You are right.
2.8 million people.
You are right.
Yes.
You are right. I was questioned. I spoke with the Inspector General after giving him the document. He called me, then I spoke with him for almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours, some more. The way you are with me here, I had with him again during that conversation. Now, look, my dear friend, that question was also raised. Thank you so much. Let me answer it clearly. Let me put it clear. I want to make you understand why he is a criminal. He is a criminal at the moment. One, I President MULIOKELA petitioned the 2021 election. Within 14 days, I was at Supreme Court here, Constitutional Court. Then after, according to the law, if I lost in my petition, I would have been arrested because at that particular time, when my paper was tabled, Akandi was already president of Zambia. Was almost 7 days in office. But now, the correctional car was there, ready to pick me. You would have heard that MULIOKELA had been arrested and they charged with treason. They were there to exercise their duties. But after I gave my statement on camera, I failed. The court judges heard my voice and they allowed my paper to go through the court. Altogether. Meaning I had the points, isn't it? I won, in short.
Okay.
They proved that I was an eligible candidate. I was a candidate during the election. There was an error that was made there.
Okay.
So now, when they were about to put a death stamp in the office of the registrar, I kind of sent a policeman to disrupt the judgment. Policemen removing papers from the officers of the court. And they're pushing me to their office, taking all the papers by force. Is it how it's supposed to be done? Is it how the law says? In the court. That's what happened.
I don't know how court operates, so I don't know. Yes.
So that's all illegally. The police at Supreme Court and the High Court told him that no, we don't operate that way. We have got no power as policemen to come in for papers of the court. It is a court procedure. They allow his papers. Since he's the president, they were even blushing my wife. Since the judges have accepted his document, let the document go through according to the law. But he used the death stamp of the Supreme Court police. I told him, put it on the death stamp. He put the death stamp. I have the death stamp on the judgment. That's how I used that paper to appeal to International Court of Justice. I kind of used his powers there. Are you getting my point?
I'm getting you.
Number two, on 20 September 2021, my petition was approved by International Court. Approval I'm talking about is being filed. If the court finds that your paper does not qualify, they throw the papers out. They don't file them. You know that. I'm sure you know that.
Yes.
Now they filed my papers. My paper were approved. I have the papers. Then on 2nd November, I sent the document to Akande Ichilema telling that my paper has been approved by International Court. So I'm president. Can you hand over power peacefully? Are we together? But Akande Ichilema failed to hand over power peacefully. He paraded himself president of Zambia up to now. Now, let me take you back to the system of the court or jurisdiction. Even in the local court, if you take your friend to a local court, then the court finds him with a case. They tell him to pay you. They make an order to pay you or to do whatever as an order of the court. If that particular person failed to comply to that order, then you go to the court, say, you made an order, but that person has refused. It becomes a contempt of court now. That person is now answerable to the court. He becomes a criminal. You got my dad? That is the first part of his criminal act. That's the first part. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I'm getting you, yeah.
And even a local court, any court, everywhere. Then number two, the court also found him and advised me to file with the International Criminal Court. Because, one, my petition proved for sure that in the 2021 election, some people were killed. I'm sure you know that. You know that. During 2021 election, people were brutally murdered. So now, if you go back before those people were brutally murdered, Hakainde Chilema signed Pamulungushi Conference Center a paper agreeing that his party, he will make sure the candidate and as the president of UPND to make sure that there will be peace during and after election. I'm sure you remember that.
Yes, I do.
He signed that protocol. But despite his signature, his people under his control violated that his signature. People were killed on the ground. You got my point?
I'm getting you.
Now, is that not criminal?
Okay.
In law, he is called an organized professional murderer. An organized murderer is not somebody who can directly kill. Altogether, for example, here you are. You use your own money. Then you employ somebody. It is not you who killed that person. Then you employ someone. He got to kill that woman there. He received the money from you. Or maybe he received a term that
I think
let me finish here. I'm finishing now. You are asking to know how.
Yes.
Is geared to the case.
Yes.
So now, if that particular person goes right there and they kill that particular person under your command, are you not a murderer?
I am. Yeah.
You are. I asked the Inspector General of Police. There was a case. Even you know it. Right now, currently, in the court of Zambia, there's a certain woman called Mumbipili. She was the PF. She involved with the case of murder in Kaoma. Whether it's Kaoma, I don't know where. Is she not arrested? Did she physical kill? But she was subjected to the killing of that particular person. So now, she's held responsible of that. So Hakainde is also responsible for the murder of those people who died during and after election under his administration. That's how he's involved. I'm sure I've answered it.
I've answered. So